Here's how to write an addictive video script that keeps people watching all the way through. Because so many creators have their big break with a single video blowing up. And while your next video can totally be the video that blows up your brand, all this potential could be wasted with a bad script. But what makes a good script? What are the building blocks of a script that actually make an engaging story? I have analyzed thousands of storytelling scripts, and I have worked with hundreds of creators, and the crazy thing is that the most successful videos actually follow very simple formulas. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through them.
Welcome to lesson 2 of Hooked.
So in lesson 1, we went over the psychology of addictive scripts and the 4 types that you want to master. And today I'm going to break down the full framework and building blocks of an educational storytelling script and an entertainment storytelling script, including the science of the most effective hooks. And you're also getting a cheat sheet with everything that I talk about so you can actually build the scripts on your own faster and with a lot more confidence. So let's go straight into the building blocks of the script. Both types of scripts start with the same building block, the hook. Your hook is one of the biggest deciding factors in whether your next video takes off or tanks. So you want to nail it every single time. Most successful creators spend most of their time working on their hook, and specifically the psychology behind the hook. Because as we said in lesson 1, capturing attention with your script and your hook comes down to one psychological mechanism: curiosity.
The question is, does your hook create a strong level of curiosity? And curiosity is strongest when there's a clear gap between what your viewer knows and what they want to know. We call this the curiosity gap, and your hook's only job is to make that gap as wide as possible.
So the bigger the curiosity gap, the stronger your hook.
And the best way to create that gap is tension. Your viewer believes one thing, then your hook shows them a different way. The space between what they believe and your alternative creates that tension.
But the hard part is that you actually just have a few seconds to make this work. So each of the 7 hook formats that you have available when you build your script
are specifically designed to build the highest amount of tension and a large curiosity gap.
So before we dive into the hooks, don't worry about memorizing every single one of them. Just get familiar with the structure. Think about it as the menu at a restaurant. You're not ordering yet, you're just getting familiar with what's available. Everything that I'm about to say is in your cheat sheet, so when it's time to write your script, you'll have every example ready. So let's get into the 7 types of hooks. So the first hook format that you have available to start building your scripts is the Sage hook.
This hook tells the viewer what they will learn or understand by watching. It's used to clearly set up a lesson or insight that's coming next. It creates tension by highlighting that you have expert knowledge they might want to stick around for.
Today, let's talk about one of the most important ingredients of great storytelling: conflict.
I'll teach you how to hit your driver like this.
There's only one thing you gotta get really good at to be successful.
Then you have the insider hook.
This hook signals you have a secret to share with the viewer. It shows that you, the creator, have access to something they don't, whether that's insider information, research, or a place or person.
Wait, I want to let you in on a little secret.
It creates tension through access that's exclusive or hard to get.
I'm in one of the world's quietest rooms. You might have seen them in a YouTube video.
Scientists discovered by total chance it's possible to inherit a pretty major trait without DNA or RNA.
Third hook format is the Oracle hook.
This hook hints at a future shift or consequence. It creates tension by stating a confident prediction of what's coming and making the viewer wonder if it matches their own view of the future.
It's not AI that will take your job. It's someone using AI who will.
I have a prediction, and I think these Fendi furball monsters are gonna come back into style. Mark my words.
Then we have the Rebel hook.
This hook is all about going against the grain. It makes a bold claim that challenges common beliefs. It creates tension by confronting what most people think, believe, or expect, making the viewer wonder, is this something I agree with?
Taylor Swift, most overrated musician of all time.
To the most harshest unpopular opinions I have ever filmed. If I upset you,
go.
Then you have the challenge hook.
This hook sets up a real-time test or head-to-head comparison. It creates tension by promising a clear result or winner and makes the viewer want to stay until the end to find out.
All right, we're going bottle for bottle. Blue Prime versus Blue Gatorade. These are all facts. Let's start with sugar.
I am on my way to a first date. I know nothing about this man except for he lives in San Francisco.
Then we have the experience hook.
This hook sets up something the creator has tested or experienced. It shows what happened and what they learned. It creates tension by walking the viewer through what changed, how it works, or what the outcome was.
I tried Korea's latest beauty obsession ear fillers, and the results are shocking.
You can raise your hand if you've ever had a friend that secretly hates you.
The iPhone 16 Pro Max for about a month and a half is what I think of it.
And finally, the disruptor hook.
This hook creates a pattern interrupt. It's designed to stop the scroll with shock. It can be visual or verbal, and it's usually paired with one of the other 6 formats for maximum tension. For example, in this video, the creator is pairing a visual disruptor hook with a challenge spoken hook.
All right, we're going bottle for bottle. Blue Prime versus Blue Gatorade.
And then this is a great example of a verbal disruptor hook.
I spilled orange soda all over my new shirt, so I went to the park to let off some steam.
So that's your hook menu. Every time you write a script of any kind, you're not reinventing the wheel, you're just choosing from one of these options. So now let's move on to the next step. This is where both structures start to become different. We're building the curiosity ladder in both, but we do it in entirely different ways. So let's break down the educational storytelling framework and walk through every single one of the building blocks.
Once you have your hook, next is the pull. This is your first line after the hook. Its job is to pull the viewer in, confirming their decision to continue watching. The best ways to write an effective pull is to use a pain point, a desire, a mind-blowing or odd fact, or a shared reality. I've included examples of all of this in your cheat sheet.
You ever wonder why you can't stop watching certain videos? It's like they hijack your brain. Scientists call this neural coupling.
Next is a tension trigger. A tension trigger is a word or short phrase that shifts the direction of the story, creating massive tension. The most common word to do this is but you can also use words like however, so, or phrases like here's the twist or turns out.
And how it works is pretty wild. Now, this is a transition into building the knowledge layers that we talked about in lesson 1. This is the core of educational storytelling. Again, you don't need to write any of this down. This is just for you to get familiar with all the building blocks, but every single example that I'm mentioning is in your cheat sheet. Let's get into the actual knowledge layers. When you write your script, you can choose from the 9 types that you have available.
The 9 types are who it's for, how it works, why it works, back it up, how to, perspective shift, real world impact, counter logic, and the wow factor. When you're building a 1-minute script, you'll usually use 2 to 3 max. They can go from 1 line to 3 lines each, and the examples are, of course, in your cheat sheet.
It's when your brain can distinguish between reality and a story. You see, when you experience something in real life, neural pathways light up. Your body experiences a sensation and essentially shoots electrical signals to your brain. But here's the wild part. When someone tells you a good story, those exact regions of the brain light up as well. Your mirror neurons go crazy and they make you feel what a character is feeling. Your brain literally can't distinguish between reality and the story. But the crazy thing is that this is not new. Storytelling has been the foundation of connection of every civilization, ever. Ancient cultures passed down survival knowledge through story. And today, the best content creators use the exact same psychological principles, but with better tools. Let's get into the point of view.
Adding your point of view is crucial because this is your perspective on the topic you're sharing information about. Final piece, the outro. This one's super simple. Here you have 2 options. You either close the loop fully with a statement or call to action, or you close the loop and add a cliffhanger, which means you wrap it up but then you tease what's coming next, or you lead them with a question.
think about what this means. The best creators are not just telling you a story, they're literally rewiring your brain. And there you have it. This is the full framework. Again, I know I sound like a broken record, but don't forget that every single example is included in your cheat sheet. Now let's break down the entertainment script framework. Every entertainment storytelling script has 3 core pieces: the setup, the plot, and the resolution. Let's start with the setup.
You'll use 3 simple pieces here. You have your hook. You'll pick one of the 7 types we talked about. A clear goal. What are you trying to do, get, or accomplish in this specific story? And then the core obstacle. What could potentially stand in your way?
Last night, I had a dream that I ate 2 whole Domino's pizzas and I woke up with a massive craving. But there's a problem. I am starving and Denmark closed all Domino's locations last year, except a few. The closest store is an hour and a half away. So today, we're gonna go all the way there and see if we can rate it 10 out of 10. And judging by some reviews and how far it is, it might crush all my hopes and dreams.
These 3 elements give the viewer enough context to open a big curiosity gap and decide to commit to watch the entire video.
Next is the plot. This is where we build tension using conflict, which is the engine of storytelling, and we do that using obstacles.
Obstacles are the moments that get in the way of your goal. Without obstacles, your script is just a list of events. With them, it becomes a story.
We took the train to Roskilde, we followed the map.
As soon as we walked in, we saw 3 signs saying it's Crazy Tuesday.
Crazy Tuesdays is everything 50% off, so I was very excited. I got the exact order from my dream.
Got on that train as fast as we could, ready for the taste test.
This is better than my dream. I give it infinity out of 10.
So in the plot, you choose your obstacles, and then you use tension trigger words to link them together. On screen, you're looking at all of the obstacles that you can choose from. All of these options can be divided into 4 categories: plot driving obstacles, tension builders, micro obstacles, and flavor inserts.
We took the train to Roskilde, and when we got there, our stomachs were growling. We followed the map. However, we got sent in the wrong direction. I think we're lost. Our new friend Alejandro gave us directions. We kept walking, and right when we were about to give up, we found it.
And we did not expect what happened next. As soon as we walked in, we saw 3 signs saying it's Crazy Tuesday. And I was like, what is Crazy Tuesday?
Crazy Tuesdays is everything 50% off, so I was very excited.
It's Crazy Tuesday.
I got the exact order from my dream and then just stared at the screen while it was ready, but we still didn't know if it was gonna taste good. We're already 2 hours in. We're about to pass out of how hungry we are.
So we got on that train as fast as we could.
Last is your resolution, and it has 2 parts.
First part is the solution. This just means that you're gonna make the outcome extremely clear. What happened? Did you reach the goal or not? And then character growth. What did you learn, feel, or realize? And it can all be just 1 sentence.
And finally, 3 hours later, we are ready for the taste test. This is better than my dream. I give it infinity out of 10.
And that's it, the setup, plot, and resolution, and you choose what fits your story inside each one. Now you understand the building blocks of the script, and you can see how we build the curiosity ladder in each one, and truly how we make your scripts addictive. Make sure you grab your cheat sheet and actually look at the examples that we have there, so you can see how the building blocks that you just learned build an actual script. And in the next lesson, I'm gonna actually write a script myself, so you can see how I put this into action.